Welcome to a word of hope on this Sunday, September the 3rd, the 22nd week of Ordinary Time. I'm Brother Edward coming to you from Madison, Wisconsin. In today's gospel, Jesus invites us to pick up our cross and follow him. Jesus first gives a prediction of his own death that will occur in Jerusalem. And of course, this is a shock to his apostles. They are shocked that this good person, the good person, would suffer so much at the hands of his enemies. And Jesus goes further to instruct them that they too, as disciples, will experience similar suffering. So he invites them to take up their cross and follow him. The suffering of Christ sometimes is perplexing to us. We actually refer to the cross as the mystery of the cross because we totally do not understand it fully. But one of the things I think is important for me to understand the cross is that the cross does not come from God, but it comes from the evilness of the world. It's the evil people of Jesus' time, the religious leadership, who are so against his message, his actions, that they plot and scheme to cause him to suffer and die. And the confirmation that God gives that this is not his will is that God raises Jesus up on the third day. I think this is very important for us in our own spiritual life, whether the crosses we have are physical or emotional illnesses, or betrayals and disappointments in relationships, or just the wear and tear of everyday life, that we realize that is not the will of God. God does not want us to suffer, but we live in this imperfect world which is tainted by sin, and the reaction to this by many is to oppress those who do good. The church throughout its history has experienced suffering. In the 20th century, we see some really incredible efforts of people to suppress the church's mission. Think of Hitler, Mussolini. Think of these military dictatorships in Brazil and Argentina, in Central America. Think of the death of Archbishop Romero. All of these things that happen within the life of the church are not God wanting his church to suffer. God is not a sadist, but in fact is a comforter. And so therefore he invites us in discipleship to follow him, but to be realistic that we too, in our fellowship, will suffer like him. But we too will participate in the glorious resurrection at the end of time. So today we receive a challenge and a promise. Let us be courageous and accept them in the spirit that they are given.